Are you feeling overwhelmed by Notion's interface? You are not alone. This powerful tool offers endless possibilities, but getting started can be confusing and frustrating. In this video, I break down the key elements of the interface into manageable sections, teach you essential navigation techniques, and equip you with the knowledge to confidently leverage everything Notion has to offer. So, are you ready to teach the confusion and start mastering Notion? Right! Okay, let's jump right in. Here, I'm looking at Notion in my web browser, and this window can be broken down into three visual areas. First, the top left-hand sidebar to help you access your pages and view recent updates quickly. Second, the bottom left-hand sidebar where you can easily navigate, create, structure, and see all the theme spaces, pages, and databases available in your workspace. Here, you can also access Notion's calendar, your workspace settings, and search Notion templates. And the last area is the right hand page, where all your digital content is edited, stored, shared, and visualized. So let's start with the top left hand sidebar, which is also known as the control panel. This section is static and provides you with the following features. Here at the top, you have the option to alternate between workspaces. Now you might be wondering, what is a workspace and why do I need different workspaces? Well, in Notion, a workspace is like your personal or team's digital headquarters. It's where you store all your notes, documents, projects, databases, or any kind of digital information. Think of it as a central hub where you can organize everything in a way that makes sense to you while having the ability to collaborate with other people. And because Notion was created to be versatile enough for both personal and professional use, users can create multiple workspaces to organize information for different aspects of their lives. As you can see here, I have my personal workspace, Carlos Ayala HQ. And under the same email address, I also created another workspace called the Philomath Movement, which is a project I'm working on with other Notion enthusiasts where you can share your knowledge on a specific topic while practicing how to use Notion. And by clicking the three dots here, I'm able to create another workspace under the same email address. But if you want to collaborate with your teammates, you will need to add another account with your work email address in order to see your company's workspace and the team spaces you have access to. Now, having a clear understanding of the benefits of a workspace are very important because they help us set up the right mindset when working in Notion. And I believe these are the most important benefits. 1. Having a dedicated workspace helps maintain order and structure. 2. You can customize each workspace to align with your workflow and preferences on how you manage information. 3. A workspace provides a collaborative environment where you can control the access to pages, team spaces, and databases based on permissions set by you for different users. 4th, you can easily join workspaces and team spaces created by other people or organizations. And 5th, workspaces are hubs where teams, friends, and family can collaborate in real time, either as guests or members. Next, you can expand or hide the left-hand sidebar when you want to work without distractions. Just click the two arrows at the top to collapse the sidebar. This is a great feature, and as you continue in this course, you will soon realize that Notion is all about productivity to help you get things done. Now, to quickly create pages or databases, Just click the pen inside the box and give it a title. Then start writing or ask Notion AI to help you write anything. You can also choose from a list of free and paid templates to get started, or create a new database instead of a page. You can also click the three dots here to turn the page into a database view. Next is the search feature to help you find information or any digital content fast within your workspace. Just head to search, type what you're looking for, and click the three lines to activate the filter. You can then filter by title, who created the page, search within a specific theme space, include only specific pages or databases, and you can also filter by date. Now, to the right side of the search window, you will see a snapshot of what's inside that page or database to refresh your memory, which is pretty useful. The next feature is Notion AI. It is designed to help you work faster and more creatively within your Notion workspace. It is an excellent tool for automating workflows and managing your knowledge base. You need a writing assistant? No problem. Notion AI will help you generate ideas and brainstorm topics for your projects. It can help you write emails, reports, or generate a summary from a document. Need your content to be translated? Notion AI can help you with that as well. And when you have a workspace with a lot of information, instead of doing a search, just ask Notion AI to help you find answers based on the information contained inside your Notion workspace. The next feature is the homepage, which is a dashboard that was added back in April 2024. Here you can see your recent visited pages and upcoming events. Although helpful, I believe the homepage is too generic. Instead, I prefer to create my own homepage or dashboard because my action items or things I'm working on change from time to time. And I created another video called How to Effectively Create Notion Pages, where you can learn how to set up a dashboard page to help you stay organized and motivated. But for now, let's talk about the features available inside the homepage. Right at the top, you will see your last 20 visited pages, but you need to scroll to the right to see them all. Next, you can see your upcoming events up to 1 week. But this section will only be populated when you have a Notion calendar connected to your Google Calendar. The next section lets you see all your tasks that are connected to a task database. Next, you can pin and customize any database view under the Home views. The next section, Learn, is meant to display Notion tutorials, which I have found useful but sometimes too general. And at the end, you will find featured Notion templates that were created by the Notion team. Now, most of these widgets can be hidden from the homepage by clicking the three dots located at the top to access the page settings. I can hide the greeting at the top, upcoming events, or my tasks by clicking the check mark, for example. And the last feature inside the control panel is the inbox, where you will find recent updates and notifications. This section will show all the notifications that are triggered by reminders, page changes made by others, or when you are mentioned in a comment. You can click the three dots to mark all as read, or archive all the notifications to clear your inbox. Or you can click the hamburger to filter the notifications. But I find this feature not very useful since it only has 4 filtering options. Now, when you hover over a notification, you will see 3 options. The bell to change the page notification settings to either include all updates, important updates, or only replies and add mentions. I find the last option to be very useful because when I have a page that has a lot of activity, I want to reduce the number of notifications to only action items that require my attention. The next one is a checkbox to mark a notification as read. And the last one to archive the notification to clear it from your inbox. The next area in your workspace is the bottom left hand sidebar. It will contain all your pages, team spaces, and databases for quick access and management. This section will group your pages and databases in four different categories: favorites, team spaces, shared, and private. But you will only see these categories when they have pages assigned to them. Like here, I don't see the shared category because I haven't shared anything yet. In this area, you also have the ability to drag and drop any team space, page, or database so you can organize your workspace based on your personal or professional needs. Now, when you move your pointer over any page or team space, you can click the plus sign next to it to create a page or a database in that specific location. Or you can click the three dots to open the team space settings. Inside the team space settings, you will be able to rename your team space and add an icon. Just make sure that the icon represents as close as possible what the team space is about. In settings, you can also manage who can access the team space and assign permissions level to a person, to members of a group you created, or to all members that are part of the workspace. Now, sharing and permissions in Notion is a big topic, so I will be covering it in depth in a future video. But for now, I just want you to be aware that a person can be given five different levels of access. So, members and guests can have full access, can only edit, can comment, can view, or have no access at all to the specific team space. And the permissions you set here will apply to all the pages and databases inside that specific team space. But we will discuss this topic in much detail in another video. Now, when you scroll all the way down, you will be able to access Notion's calendar. This is an application outside of your Notion workspace that connects to a Google Calendar. This calendar lets you see your personal and professional commitments in one location to avoid double booking yourself. However, if you use Outlook or iCloud, you might need to wait until the end of year 2025 for this integration to be available, or who knows, maybe sooner. And right below the calendar, you have the settings option where you can edit your personal account or change your workspace settings and configuration. This is also a big topic, which I will be covering in future videos. Next, we have the templates page. Here, you can find already built pages that you can add to your workspace to quickly set up a new project, task, or document, for example. Basically, inside a template, you will find pre-designed layouts or pre-configured workflows, and sometimes even pre-populated content to help you save time. They can be very useful when you find something that is specific to your needs. But they can also create chaos within your workspace when you start adding a lot of templates without a defined and clear purpose. When you do that, your workspace becomes very crowded very quickly, and then you don't know where to find the information. So take your time to look around, and when you find a template, download it, test it, and if it doesn't solve your needs, delete it so you can have an organized workspace. Here, you will find free and paid templates created by Notion and community creators. As of January 2025, there are over 30,000 templates. I'm sure you will find something that might pique your interest and start playing with it. All right, now that you understand how to navigate the left hand sidebar, we can talk about how to navigate the right hand page, also known as the editor. In this area, you will be adding and editing your content, which can happen inside a page or a database. So, first, let's start by customizing the page. At the top, we have the option to add a page cover and a page icon, which can help us illustrate the content in that page. Remember the phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words? This is true when trying to find information in Notion, and it can also be helpful when you want to visualize the pages from a database in a board or gallery view. So make sure the page cover illustrates as close as possible what the content is about. Now, a page icon can be used to represent categories. This can help you differentiate between pages, databases, and their purpose. For example, you could use the magnifying glass icon for a page that focuses on research, or a target with an arrow icon to represent goals. Next, we have Page Settings, located at the top right corner. Here, you will find a lot of options to customize your page. First, we have the Share button. This will allow you to invite others to view or edit the current page or any subpages. You can also publish a static website of this page and the subpages under the parent page. Now, to the right of Share, we can access comments and suggestions left by you or others. Here you can update how Notion will notify you of any changes. This is useful when you want to control the amount of notifications you receive for this page. You can either choose all comments or only replies and add mentions. But I prefer the second option to stay sane. Otherwise, you can get stressed out by all the notifications. Next, you can mark the page as favorite so it can show up at the top of the left hand sidebar for quick access. And clicking the three dots here opens additional page settings. Here you can change the font style. I prefer to use default to keep it simple. You can make the text small, although I found this feature counterproductive as I have to make an extra effort to stay focused. So I prefer to leave it off. Now, full width lets you stretch the content, which I prefer because it gives the blocks more space and they will resize depending on your screen size. And when you want to make edits, you can click on Suggest Edits, and Notion will mark those edits in blue. Once done, the edits can be accepted or rejected. Just remember to turn this feature off. Next, you have the option to lock the page. This is useful for high traffic pages when you don't want individuals making accidental edits. You can also add a table of contents on that page by clicking on Customize Page. I love this feature, especially when you have a very long page that contains H1 and H2 headings. Instead of scrolling up and down through your very long document, just hover over the horizontal lines to the right to activate the Table of Contents pop-up. The next feature, Dictate, lets you write hands-free, which is great and I love it when it works. However, it is still in the alpha stage of development, which means it's not fully operational, and for this reason, you might not see it in your workspace. I tested it in English, and it works fine. However, when I dictated it in Spanish, sometimes it translated to the text in English and other times not. So I'm guessing other languages might be having the same issue. Next, inside Customize Page, you can control the behavior of the top level page discussions, backlinks, and inline comments. To avoid cluttering your editor, I recommend turning off top level page discussions and backlinks and set the inline comments to minimal. You can turn back links on when you want to see all the pages that link back to the current page when it's mentioned, which can be very helpful. The next feature worth mentioning is Turn into Wiki. Why? Because there are moments when converting a page into a wiki can be very helpful, especially when you have a repository of pages containing the latest information that needs to be reviewed and up to date. When you activate this feature, Notion creates a drop down menu below the page title with a table view displaying all the subpages or databases you created under that parent page. Here, you will see the page title, the owner, verification status, tags, and you can add more properties if needed. If you don't need this feature anymore, you can simply undo the wiki and it will remove the top part just like nothing happened. All right, once you have customized the page the way you want it, it's time to bring your text to life with the Styling Text toolbar. Once you created a page, you can start typing by placing your cursor below the title, and then you can activate a toolbar by highlighting the text. This toolbar has several features and formatting options to help you customize your text in any way you want. The first feature is Explain, but you only see this when less than 8 words are highlighted. It uses Notion AI to read the words and then the whole page to provide more context or a definition if it's a specific word you highlighted. This could be useful for summaries as well. Next, we have Improve Writing. This option will be available when more than 8 words are highlighted. Here, Notion AI will improve and rewrite the text, which is very useful when experiencing writer's block. Next, Ask AI. This feature opens more options to customize your text. You can improve your writing, fix spelling and grammar, translate the text, and much more. Now, with text, you have the option to turn the highlighted text into a different type of block. It could be a heading, a page, or a to do list, for example. Then, we have the usual styling options like bold, italic, underline, strike text, add a link, or change text color. Now, these brackets are very useful for program developers who want to produce cleaner documentation. Just highlight the code, and Notion will change the text color to red with great background. The next feature allows you to mark the text as an equation, and the 3 dots at the end of the toolbar will open the block settings. Now, you could use some formatting tricks to speed up the styling of your text without needing to use the mouse or touchpad. These tricks will apply to the entire active block you are currently working on. Just place your cursor anywhere in your text and type /turn. This will turn the block into something else you need. It could be a heading, a bullet, a page, and more. You can also type /red to change the color or background for that block. And something that is worthwhile mentioning right now is that Notion uses an easy to write plain text format in the editor that supports all Markdown styling on web, mobile, and desktop. So you can use additional shortcuts to quickly style your text. But in case you haven't heard the term Markdown, it is a markup language created by John Gruber in 2004 to make it easy to write formatted text using plain text. It's often used for writing documentation, blog posts, and other types of content. Below this video, in the description, you will find a link to the Markdown Guide website if you want to learn more about this topic, and a link to my website where you can find a list of Markdown shortcuts. Okay, now that we know how to style our text beautifully, it's time to talk about content blocks. Content blocks are the foundation for creating anything you can imagine in Notion. They allow you to customize your page with many different types of content. from images to videos and databases, just to mention a few examples. To add a block, simply type /command anywhere inside a page, and a menu of content types will appear. You can use basic blocks, such as a heading or a to-do list, to more advanced options, such as a media uploader or embed videos. And once a block is created, you can access the content block settings by clicking the 6 dots to the left of the block. This is also known as the action menu. Now, this menu will be slightly different depending on the block type. Hey, but remember, this video is about navigating Notion. And this is just a quick introduction to Notion blocks. I will be expanding on this subject on my next video called Deep Dive into Notion Blocks, where I show you how to leverage all the capabilities that Notion blocks has to offer to create rich, dynamic, and engaging pages. The next feature that Notion offers in the page editor is the ability to drag and drop any content block to wherever you want in the same page. Just click the 6-dotted gray icon to the left of the block and drag it. I'd use this feature a lot when I start creating a page. I'd usually add a bullet list of possible page titles to help me get started right away. Then, as I include columns and dividers, I drag and drop the title as needed. And the last feature is Notion's AI icon, which is located at the bottom right of the page. This icon activates Notion's AI tool for the current page and has the same functionality as the one found at the top left-hand sidebar. When clicked, a window will pop up with a list of suggested items for that page. Here, you can summarize or translate the content, ask a question, find action items, brainstorm ideas, even draft an outline, email, or agenda. You can also create a table or flowchart. And as you populate and grow your workspace, Notion AI will become your search engine on steroids to help you find what you need in seconds. But remember to check the validity of the information provided by the AI before sharing it with the team members or acting upon the answer. All right, do you feel more confident navigating Notion after watching this video? Here, we were able to break down the key elements of Notion's interface into manageable sections, so you can explore everything that Notion has to offer. We talk about the static, top, left-hand sidebar, or control panel to help you find your most relevant information. Then we talk about the bottom, left-hand sidebar to help you manage your pages, databases, and theme spaces. And last, we talk about the page editor, an empty canvas, a digital place where you have the freedom to create, bring your ideas to life, and share them with others. So, I trust this information helped you out. This lesson is part of the Notion Essentials Fast Track free course, which you can explore by visiting carlosrayala.com/Notion Essentials. Here, you will find the written version of this lesson, supplementing materials mentioned in this video, plus 2 more free lessons. Deep dive into Notion blocks and how to effectively create Notion pages. And if you're ready to master Notion, you can sign up to my email list to receive valuable tips and the latest updates to get the most out of Notion. Or you can continue learning Notion here by clicking on my next video, Deep Dive into Notion Blocks, where I take you beyond the block basics. Here, we will be exploring the different types of blocks, their functionalities, and how to combine them to craft efficient, visually stunning, and personalized Notion pages. Okay, thank you for watching and learning. Your dedication will pay off. Trust me. And ask away in the comments below or follow me on X, Instagram, or LinkedIn.